The other day, I was headed to catch a bus, and I knew I was leaving a little bit late. I was walking briskly, which then turned into a run. I see it across the street, pulling past as I approach the intersection. It brakes at the stop, and I'm now in an all-out sprint, cold air beating in my lungs as I see the wheels start to roll as it pulls away, while I am a mere 12 feet away from the stop. I nearly cry, not because of the bus, but because so much of my life feels like missing that bus. Feels like no matter how hard I try or sprint, I just can't quite get there. I'm a little bit too late. Dreams, opportunities pulling away while I'm stuck, panting at a cold bus stop, holding the gloves that I didn't get to put on yet after darting out of the house. I know this isn't real though. Not because there was traffic that day and I actually was able to run and catch the bus, but because even if I missed that bus, as more than one person has reminded me in New York as they see me running after a train, the strangers have said, "Don't worry, there will be another one." The part of me that wants control, wants exactly what I envisioned, wants what I think is best for my future, that part of me says that's not good enough. How many times, though, have we actually ended up in a better situation after missing an opportunity? How many times have we learned more on the bumpy road? How many times have we eventually let go of what we wanted? And then, ironically, that's when we get it, for us to learn the lesson that there will be another train and that train might be better for you. I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about how often the people that find love later in life, the people that never really had a lot of relationships or success in love, how often they end up in some of the best relationships later. Maybe that comes from potentially working harder in that relationship when it finally gets there or appreciating it more. And maybe that's true of every single area in life. Maybe for those experiences that we've wanted all of our lives, when we finally do get to experience them, maybe they'll mean that much more. And it doesn't mean that it will be easy. I think a lot of different opportunities are easier when we're younger because we can capitalize on early wins or ride those waves. But if you measure success by the emotional journey, your enjoyment of the ride, your growth as a human, how you contribute in a larger sense, and maybe some twists and turns along the way, then it's not too late. Maybe you're on the way instead of those things being in the way. It might be too late for what you wanted yesterday and to have achieved that by yesterday. Often I'll beat myself up because I haven't gotten there yet, wherever there is. And by beating myself up for having not gotten there yet, I can't get there. I can't get anywhere. It's like the people that are paralyzed by regret, and then that leads to more regret because of feeling stuck. We don't have to divorce ourselves from our past just because it wasn't a clean linear line to where we wanted to be in the future. We can bring all of those parts of ourselves that blossomed out of that soil. We're going to need them. You may have heard the saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. I like to take that idea a bit further and picture myself a year from now and picture myself looking back. How quickly does a year go by? And yet so much can change in a year. This gets me out of the mindset of why wasn't I better in the past? Then I would be in a better situation now. Instead, I think of my future self so thankful for what I'm doing right now. And trying to do this without living for the future, completely sacrificing in the present, not beating myself up for the past, nor rushing ahead into the future, but the voice echoing in my mind, be here for the path, feel it, be here, be here, be here. So what bus are you beating yourself up for missing? You can't help that you weren't there or that that bus maybe arrived early. What would it look like and how free would you feel if you let it go? And instead you put on those gloves at the bus stop and waited to see what bus came next while writing a script for your next video. Oh wait, I mean, whatever your goal is. I just mean, what if you made the most of now?